Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on?
What shocked me about it was that this is the minister, the very first minister for energy and climate change. He has a factory where 625 green jobs are going to disappear because one particular capitalist enterprise can see a faster buck being made elsewhere. He's part of a government that's nationalised banks for the good of the economy, given £2.3 million loan guarantees to the car industry, but seems to be entirely ignorant of the fact that the same nationalisation could happen to a wind turbine factory, which would be part of his remit. Just seems pretty weird to me that he's blaming NIMBYs in the Shires for his own inaction.
Well, it's also the case that they could be expanding, I mean, it's not just a case of saving those jobs. They could be expanding production of, whether it's offshore or onshore or any green energy sources, rather than just, being on the defensive. We should be actually looking for alternative plans. And if those things were under democratic workers' control, then you wouldn't have this argument of the whole NIMBY thing, because people would actually be choosing to use those energy sources and would be actually thinking about and engaging with the issues that arise out of climate change. The government has not led on this issue at all. It's been dragged kicking and screaming. If they'd been having some sort of great campaign and been knocked back by the Shires or whoever they're blaming, it might hold more water. But they've been reluctant all the way along the line, and they finally kind of bitten the bullet and admitted that climate change is a threat to all of us, and that we have to do something a bit quick.
And there is the argument that just as it's now impossible to deny the fact that smoking kills people, it's now socially unacceptable to be a climate change denier. But if you want to express your climate change denial and there's a wind farm application down the road, you can always try and make sure the local planning department turn it down.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're the same. I mean, the major sort of funders of the, if you like, the climate change denial programme, the funding for scientific research, which undermined the whole body of, the huge body of evidence about climate change, has actually been the fossil energy companies and people who had a very, very direct material interest in keeping using those types of fuels. And I'm not sure. I mean, I think there is a bit of NIMBYism, and people sort of, they're happy to have reusable bags, but they don't want anything that will actually bring down their property prices. But I don't think that's the major argument. The major argument is that multinational companies have funded a huge propaganda campaign to deny climate change.
Good point, yeah. The ideas of climate change denial do not come into the heads of rural county Conservatives. They're put there by, as you point out, the big well-funded campaigns by the fossil fuel industry. So what are some ideas about how folks who can't get to the Isle of Wight directly to support the factory occupation can support it in their own neighbourhoods?
Well, I mean, we've got up in Tyneside, and I'm sure this must be happening all around the country, we're going to be holding in fact today, a rally in support of Vestas workers. I know there's local demonstrations being called up and down the country. Clearly people should be sending messages of support to the Save Vestas website. which I'm sure you can give the...
Which will come up as a nice little caption down here, as you mentioned.
Yeah. And publicising it. I mean, it wasn't actually that much fun being up there, being heckled by brainless idiots as it happened. I didn't know what sort of audience I was going to get, but that's the price you have to pay if you want to publicise something. And I think we should be phoning in to phone-in programmes, we should be writing letters to newspapers, we should be demonstrating on the streets, we should be doing everything to tell people about this struggle. I think it's one that kind of united the sort of trade union and labour movement and the green environmental movement, and I think it's going to be the first of very many struggles like that. And
interestingly, it's getting solidarity messages from all over the world as well.
Yes, I think it'll be a kind of beacon for there have been in the past arguments that trade unions have been keen to save jobs at any cost, including the cost of the planet, but I think this is
fossil fuel jobs.
Where we can actually affect the future, and so I hope everyone will do everything they can to support the occupation and make sure that it's successful.
Exactly. I think that's a very good note to end on. Ordinary folks affecting the future, just like what you've done today.
Thank you.
Cheers.
We set off to join the picket lines, but together we cannot fail. We got stopped by police at the county line. They said, go home boys or you'll go into jail. And which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on?